What up guys, Phantom here, back with episode 20 of my F1 2019 career mode as we are going to COTA for the US Grand Prix for round 19.
We're expecting qualifying to start any minute here in Austin, Texas, where drivers will be hoping to top the timesheets today and be ready for tomorrow's US Grand Prix. So then, Ant, it's another Grand Prix weekend, another exciting qualifying session ahead of us. What are you going to be looking out for over the next few minutes?
The first question is going to be who can avoid making mistakes. There isn't much margin for error in qualifying, and you have to bear in mind that the track conditions may have changed since practice, particularly as we've had a few support races in the meantime. If the brake bias settings, for example, don't take this into account, it's extremely easy to lock up a front wheel and cause a flat spot. Just like that, your lap's ruined, and you've wasted a set of tyres to boot.
2 minutes remaining in the
As we start here in Q2, as we're going very wide at the Turkey Turn 8 clone, as we go through the last two corners here of the starter hot lap here. So we take it in second, quickly up to third as we start our flying lap across the line. As we are going up the hill, probably the biggest elevation change of a corner all year. Maybe Eau Rouge has a little bit more, I don't know, but as we come back to the triple right-hander at the end of the lap here, we have this off-camber, just terrible corner as we come through this pretty bland 100-degree corner here, as we are in 8th place as we barely make it in to Q3 with 10th place as our teammate Weber comfortably makes it in P5. As we start Q3 here at the very end of the session, we have not set a pace lap, so this will be our one and only qualifying performance as we cut the second to last corner. As we brake in a straight line, make sure not to lock up, get a run down the front straight here with DRS. As we go up to turn 1, which is completely blind, as we brake at that black box there off the track, hit the apex, make sure not to run out too far wide. As we go through the triple apexes, you want to take a little bit of a late apex and try to mirror the curbs there, as you kind of guess on that second last corner. Either you can go second or third at the last corner here as we come across the line P3, but we'll be ending up in P5 right ahead of our teammate Weber, as that is a very, very good qualifying performance as we head to the race.
In 2012, America's on-again, off-again love affair with Formula One finally seemed to settle down with the completion of this wonderful racing facility here in Texas. Since then, we've been treated to some incredible races, including, of course, that classic wet-dry championship decider of 2015. We have 10 turns to the left and 10 to the right here at the fantastic Circuit of the Americas. Overtaking opportunities into turns 1 and 12 at this anti-clockwise 3.6-mile track. But we may well see cars struggle to slow down there today as the wet weather does interfere with the low-speed grip. And it's an absolute pleasure to be joined once again by Anthony Davidson. Now, I want to ask you about Lewis Hamilton. There's a real chance they could win the title today. So how do you think they'll handle the pressure?
Well, I try not to think about the result too much. The worst thing you can do in this situation is think about all the what-ifs. What if I get hit going into turn 1? What if I get a penalty? What if I finish outside the points? If you let any of those kind of worries get to you, you can't focus on the job. So staying in the right mindset will be critical today.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Devon Butler will lead us away from pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hamilton, Bottas, a Haas, and Weber, Norris, Raikkonen, Magnussen, and Lance Stroll, Leclerc, Giovinazzi, George Russell, and Ricciardo, Fiat, Hülkenberg, Robert Kubica, and Sergio Perez. They've taken a grid penalty. Verstappen and Alexander Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
As we sit here in the grid in P5, with Bottas to our left and Hamilton right in front of us as the lights are out, and we get a absolutely awful start as Raikkonen is going to come through and kind of swerve and nearly hit us as we try to go around the outside, but we have absolutely no grip as we turn, and then Bottas just left us no room there on the exit, and we're going to get a warning for contact with him as we leave the S's now, as we brake really late as we try to just avoid Weber as he turns in on us at the hairpin there. As we're at the hairpin of the long straight here at COTA here, as we've been holding up everybody and their mother here for the first lap, as Weber is in our slipstream, and even without DRSs there won't be any in the rain. He's going to go around the outside. We're going to make sure he can't go around, but we're going to outbrake ourselves and go almost into the gravel there, as I don't think that gravel has ever been used, but we almost used it there as we almost hit into Weber on the next corner. As you can see on here on the replay, we just completely outbrake ourselves, and we nearly ended up in that gravel, as there were what 8-9 cars there waiting for me to end up there, as I probably would have lost very many positions. As on the next lap we got Raikkonen behind us, who I'm not going to put up much of a fight after my little excursion last lap at this corner, so we're just going to let him go. Not exactly by, but we're not going to exactly try to outbrake him, as we still even outbraked ourselves a little bit as we couldn't get the car to turn in, and we squeeze off Norris there as we didn't see him there on the left. But after a few laps we were getting pretty comfortable in the rain, as the rain started to give up a little bit, as we are now back on the end of Raikkonen here on the long straight here on the back straight, as with our Ferrari engine versus their Ferrari engine, we are going to pull to the outside and pretty much almost have a carbon copy, except I'm attacking Raikkonen, he's not attacking me. We were able to slow it down enough to get the car to turn in, as on lap 9 Leclerc, who's I think had a grid penalty, or I don't know, but he started way back. He's in 7th now, as we're going to go a little bit defensive, but he's already there, and we're going to slide just all the way through the corner there as he makes the move stick. As you see on here on the replay, we make a move and he goes all the way for it. He had no hesitation there as he takes 6 from us. At the start of lap 11, Norris is out of the race with a failure here, as he was behind us for a good amount of this race. As you see him there, as he just looks like it has a mechanical failure and pulls off there. At the end of the race here, we have caught up to Weber, and we decide we're going to have a shot at it. As into this corner, we're going to try for it, and we're going to slide all the way through off the track, but he exactly didn't get a very good run through that corner there, as we're going to actually manage to hold it as he tries to go around the outside, but we've managed to make it stick, and we steal 6th place from Weber on the last lap there, as I don't think we made any type of contact with him through our slide job remover, as we have taken 6th position. We ran out of fuel at the end, but we've managed to block him.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Rain always has the potential to liven up a race and mix up the order, and they've taken full advantage of that to claim the victory today. It's always a bit of a lottery when the conditions are like this, but they've managed to stay on the circuit and have come out on top.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings.
It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Now, let's discuss, Ants. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Well, my driver of the day has to be Charles Leclerc. He was unstoppable out on the track today, weaving through the competition with ease.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship.
It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table.
Well, that was certainly an incredible weekend of racing. Be sure to join myself and Ant for more exciting Formula One action soon.